Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Marvel Legends, Hasbro Marvel Legends series, Retro Vintage Avengers. This is Marvel's Falcon, and he has soaring wings, as the call out here says. Awesome artwork of Sam Wilson there. And we have Falcon in a kind of classic, but not really look. It is different from the previous Falcon figure that we got in the Joe Fix-It Build-A-Figure wave. It's essentially the same pieces completely, just it is a repaint. The same boots, we got the same gauntlet pieces and everything. Again, essentially the same exact thing, and it's kind of odd. I know this was a very popular, probably the most popular in that wave. But it's crazy that so close together that we would get a repaint such as this. If it was a super classic looking Falcon, that would be one thing. Okay, I understand, but it's actually not. So with this, you know, some people may have missed out, but this figure has been popping up at Ross for 10 bucks. The whole Joe Fix-It wave has been showing up at Ross for 10 bucks each. So you could basically complete the wave for 60 bucks plus tax, which is insane. Now, it's not going to be at every Ross. It might be most Rosses, just kind of depends. So that's what makes this one a little bit weird. The good thing is it's a fan channel exclusive. It's not going to take up any space in stores. You know, maybe a local comic shop, maybe GameStop will get it. Highly doubt Best Buy would. So in that sense, not a big deal. I love the retro card back figures. So anything that they give us, you know, I'm going to sucker for and I'm going to get anyway. And then I always get two: one to open review for you guys, and then one to display on card on my wall. And I am almost there with the Spider-Man ones getting a double. I still need a Ben Reilly and another Hobgoblin to display on the wall, and I will have all 60 of the retro cardback figures, including the Fantastic Four, Avengers, X-Men, and Spider-Man figures. So it's pretty crazy how many there are. But here, Falcon again, looking pretty good on the cardback. Looking at the back, we get the same artwork of Falcon from the front. As you can see there, his bio reads, alongside his companion Red Wing, the Falcon flies wherever he's needed. They keep bringing up Red Wing. It would have been nice if they would have included Red Wing. That would be pretty cool. But without further ado, let's go ahead and tear this card apart and let's get the figure out of the package, and we'll do a review or more so a comparison between this figure and the new one. Okay, so here's the Falcon figure out of the package, and again, it's essentially the same figure that we got previously. There's just a little bit of deco changes. So if you have this figure, you know exactly what to expect with this guy. If you missed out on it, this could be your chance to get it. I'm not going to say to get it at a better price necessarily, because technically this figure costs more than the previous one that came with a Build-A-Figure piece. Or I'm trying to think if Falcon actually did. Yeah, I'm sure he did. So that was only a 6-figure wave. And, you know, that's still back when they were $19.99 Legends. So, you know, this isn't a super necessary figure. It's one that, you know, I don't think was even needed. We don't need another Falcon unless they went a full-on classic look. Then, okay, justified, I would be like, okay, that makes, you know, so much sense. But this figure being almost the exact same, I just don't get. The bare arms are cool compared to the ones where, you know, his arms were fully covered. But really, that's it. In terms of other differences, the gold right on the front of the cowl is a little bit of a brighter, deeper yellow gold. But not really anything else. The gauntlets are cool because they're white with the red stripes on there. So I do actually like the deco of this new one a lot more. But it's the same as this one. You know, it's not really any different. So that just kind of sucks, getting the same figure essentially twice. The wings also are kind of the semi-translucent, similar to these ones. You could see a slightly different shade of red. We get a little bit of a darker red on these new ones as opposed to a little bit more of a brighter red of that one. And then the figure, in terms of the reds, they're basically the same red, even not even like a difference in shade. Basically the same red. So it's just kind of one of those things, you know. Some people are going to have a preference on which Falcon they think looks better, and you know, have the, you know, whichever one they prefer over the other one. I'm going to go with this new one over this previous one here. I just think the bare arms look cool. The deco looks a little bit better, where it's just so white up here with nothing else going on. But then on this one, it was just all red with nothing going on there. But I do think it is a solid looking figure. In terms of accessories, he comes with an extra pair of hands, so we have some fists to go along with him here. And the same with this figure, it came with fists out of the package as well. Or I don't know which ones were in the package, but then we also get those straight out hands just like these, but there were red gloves as opposed to white gloves. But again, it essentially the same. So that's kind of all I'm going to do to show you guys the comparison. We're just going to get into the how the wings connect, and then we'll do the articulation, and then we'll just kind of end the review there because there's not really a whole lot else to go through. So let's check out the wings. Okay, so in terms of wing placement, so on the back of the arms, you can see these two slots here. So one at the forearm and one on the back of the bicep. Now, the way these wings work, I highly recommend doing the upper wing portion, which is the smaller portion, putting that one on first, because once you do the large wing, it's kind of a pain in the ass because you just don't get as good a grip to peg it into that peg there. To know which one goes where, as you can see here on the back of this wing piece, you see that L right there? That's how I know that it goes onto the left arm. So then you're just going to pop it on in there, and you hear that nice snap, so it's on there nice and snug. And then here on this wing piece, same thing, you see an L right there, so then you can just pop it right into the forearm, and then you can do it like so. So when you move the two portions of the arm, they don't really bump into each other or anything. And the way that they're sculpted, as you could see, there's a little bit of gap so they can kind of sit on top of each other nice and flush. Now, I would be careful over time pulling these in and out because that could wear down the plastic a little bit to where these loosen up and could fall out. I don't ever take mine on or off or anything like that, so nothing wrong with my older one. But if I were to do it a bunch of times, I'd be worried that, you know, something could happen. Looking at the two head sculpts, I know I said that was pretty much it for the comparison. This new Falcon is all sorts of shiny all over the place. So his bare arms there are super shiny, so maybe he's just sweating. It's a hot day and he's flying too close to the sun. The head sculpt, the same thing there. His skin tone looks a little bit shinier than what we have here. Definitely a more matte look here. So this one may be the better head sculpt between the two. I mean, you could just swap them out if that's what you wanted to anyway. One interesting thing on this head sculpt is the comic figures have been doing a digital face print. Falcon is not one of them. Similar to Lady Loki, she did not get the digital face print. Falcon does not get the digital face print. I thought Scarlet Witch did. She may not have, and I'm trying to think about Vision. I'm not sure. So it could be that Loki was the first one out of the retro figures, at least, to get the digital face print. So that's just, you know, an interesting little side note. But there's Falcon. Looking at the paint apps, look pretty good. So now let's zoom out for the articulation and finish up the review. Okay, so let's see. Falcon can look down all the way, which is great. He can look up all the way, which is perfect for flight. Full rotation in the head. A little bit of pivot going on in there as well, so that is cool. Shoulders you can get to go up like so. You have larger shoulder balls compared to like the scroll infiltrators. Full rotation in there. You do have the butterfly joint, so you can get the arm to go back that much. Crossbody forward isn't going to be a whole lot because he has such a large shoulder ball there. Some figures have a smaller one, but even still, coming forward for the crossbody isn't nearly as good as, you know, the going back. Upper bicep swivel in there. You get a double jointed elbow, which is pinless, so that was a good thing that they did there. If they knew they were going to have to sculpt new arms, they went ahead and did it pinless. So double jointed elbow like so. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge. We have an ab crunch, so you can crunch forward that much. You can crunch back that much. You have a waist swivel there. You have legs go out. You can push forward that far apart. Falcon can't kick forward that much, which is really good. Leg goes back, tiny bit if anything. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee like so. You have a calf swivel in there. Foot hinges down all the way. Might get a little tiny bit going up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And there is the articulation for Falcon. Nothing new as we see it over and over and over again. These two figures being essentially the same exact thing, but I am curious to know which you prefer. So let me know in the comments below. Do you like the new retro version or the Joe Fix-It Wave version? So let's just say new and old. Which one is your favorite? I'm going with the new one. But I can understand for a lot of folks, it's going to be an easy pass to not pick up this Falcon figure. But you guys let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.